Enzo Maresca won't be out of work for too long following his bonkers Chelsea exit, Prem legend Alan Shearer has claimed. The Italian was relieved of his duties as Blues boss on Thursday following an irreparable breakdown of his relationship with the board. Sign up for the Chelsea newsletter. Thank you. Enzo Maresca was sacked by Chelsea earlier this week. Credit, EPA. The Italian was handed his P45 by the Blues less than 8 months after guiding them to Conference League gloryCredit, GETTY. Maresca departed Stamford Bridge with the West Londoners 5th in the Prem table and the Conference League and Club World Cup trophies under his belt. And Premier League icon Shearer reckons the 45-year-old, who held talks with Manchester City about replacing Pep Guardiola at the Etihad, won't be shy of suitors. The Betfair pundit said, his time at Chelsea should be viewed as a successful spell for Maresca. They beat the best team around last year in PSG, he outcoached the coach of the year. Read more football news. They won the Conference League, which you'd expect, but not many thought they'd go to the Club World Cup and win. He's in and around the top 4, so for me, he's done a really good job. He'll leave with his stock high. I don't think he'll struggle to get another job because of the work he's done at Chelsea and Leicester. Whether he gets one of the big ones remains to be seen. Most read in football. Sun Vegas welcome offer. Get £50 bonus when you join. Potential replacements for Maresca. Here is a look at the potential candidates to replace Enzo Maresca in Chelsea's dugout. Liam Rossinier, like Maresca, would arrive at Chelsea without any Premier League managerial experience. He is currently impressing at Strasbourg in Ligue 1 with the French side battling for a European spot. Rossinier would be a fairly simple hire for the Blues, considering Clearlake also own the Alsace outfit. Cesc Fabregas. The former Chelsea midfielder has built himself a solid reputation in the dugout since taking charge of Como 1907. The Spaniard led the club to promotion from Serie B to the top flight of Italian football for the first time in 21 years. Cesc Fabregas now has Como pushing for European qualification, and he is viewed as one of the most promising managers in the top leagues. Xavi has been out of football management since being sacked by Barcelona in 2024. However, he is still highly regarded, having led the La Liga giants to a league and Spanish Super Cup double in 2023 despite financial constraints. Chelsea would be free to talk to Xavi over a deal and there would be no compensation to be paid. Oliver Glasner has been one of the most impressive managers in the Premier League since his arrival at Crystal Palace in 2024. He has led the Eagles to FA Cup and Community Shield glory in his short time in South London. The Austrian has previously been tipped for the top job at Manchester United should Ruben Amorim be sacked. Marco Silva. A move for Marco Silva could prove difficult due to the Portuguese boss currently in charge of West London rivals Fulham. The former Hull City and Everton manager has brought the Cottagers back to the Prem and helped solidify their spot. Silva has long been backed for a chance at a top job and Chelsea could represent a decent opportunity. Andoni Iraola. Bournemouth have just dealt with a summer of losing some of their best players like Dean Huijsen and Ilya Zabarny. They could now face the prospect of seeing their Basque boss walk out on the club if Chelsea come calling. Andoni Iraola led the Cherries to a 9th-place finish in his first season in the Prem and earned plenty of plaudits in doing so. John Terry. Now, John Terry does not have any managerial experience but would certainly be the romantic choice. Chelsea have previously given chances to Frank Lampard in the dugout and could opt to do the same with Terry. Terry has some experience in coaching, having previously held assistant roles at Aston Villa and Leicester City. Bonus, the special one. If they get desperate, there is also the option of making a move for the old reliable José Mourinho. The iconic manager is currently leading Benfica in his homeland but could be tempted by a third stint in charge of the Blues. He previously won 3 Prem titles, 3 League Cups and an FA Cup during his previous 2 spells in charge. There's been talk about City, hasn't there, but it depends on if Pep Guardiola decides to leave and when, but he won't struggle for a job in England or abroad. Shearer, like many others, was left stunned by the Blues' brass decision to hand Maresca his P45. He said, "They were sitting in 5th, 1 win off the top 4. So, I think he did a really good job. I'm not sure he could have done any better. His stock is high. Am I surprised? Not really. I think Chelsea is a bonkers football club at times. That's the owners, that's how they want to run their club. It's very different, and that's what Maresca was trying to tell us with that little rant 3 weeks ago." Alan Shearer has been left stunned by Chelsea's decision to axe Enzo Maresca. Credit, Alamy. I think Chelsea is a bonkers football club at times. Alan Shearer, he was manager of the month in November. I know they've only won 1 in 7, and at a top club that is hard to watch, but nothing surprises me in football, let alone at that club. Recommended stories. Liam Rossinier is the frontrunner to fill the void in the Stamford Bridge dugout left by Maresca. The former Fulham and Hull City defender is currently in charge of the Blues' sister club FC Strasbourg and guided the club to a 7th-placed finish in League One last season.